So I wanted to do a quick video on my travel prep. This is my travel folder that I take with me on every trip, and this is kind of how it starts to look as I'm preparing for a trip. I'm going to California in July, from July 11th to the 22nd. And I just wanted to show you how I start to prepare for a trip. So the first and most important thing is my travel to-do list, and I keep this on my computer, and then I sort of, as a trip comes up, I sort of tweak it, add in like where I'm going or important information for that place. So I thought I would go through, some of the stuff. So I have a category for ASAP, which I've mostly done. I'm allergic to bees, so I have to check the expiration dates on my EpiPens to make sure. Then this is 4 to 6 weeks before. So I've been ordering a couple of things for this trip. I got a new passport holder, so I tailored this list to be things that I either needed or possibly were recommendations for what I would do. I just thought it was really important so I use travel books. I usually use Frommer's travel books. I find that they're the best, have the easiest information, and they have like day by day. So if you have like 3 days in a city, they give you like the best of 3 days, and it really helps you to plan. I really find that this is useful. Make reservations for places that are known to book up. I have been reading through the San Francisco books, and places like Alcatraz are really known to book up and be hard to get into. So if I can, I like to book those tickets in advance. 2 weeks before, I like to confirm all my bookings, so flights, reservations, stuff like that. I check my toiletry bag. I do keep like a packed toiletry bag with like mini sizes of what I travel with. If I need anything from my toiletry bag, I buy it then, or non-perishable snacks, I try to buy them there. I get a medical note from my EpiPens. I don't think you need it per se, but, and I've never had a problem flying with them, but they are needles and they do have liquid in them. So I am always just extra cautious, and I do get a note from my doctor to make sure that nothing will happen when I fly with them, and that they won't be taken away, or I won't be delayed on my flight, because obviously I can't not be without them. Gather information for travel folder. So, some of the information I'll kind of just show you is stuff like this. And I'll type this up, because this is some of the emergencies thing. So like the Canadian Embassy, and that's the only one, so that stands for all trips. The LA Traveler of Travel's Aid International. This is the hospital that the guide recommends that you go to if needed. This is the International Association for Medical Assistance. There's the number for the American. There's the number for the Canadian and the website. And then these are some of the documents that I would get. Like lists of important phone numbers, copy of my passport, photocopy EpiPen letter, and then list of medications that I'm traveling with. In case something does happen, I have it all in this little folder tabbed as an emergency. And the great thing, this is an Oxford file, is these little tabs actually come out as individual, like full individual folders, and then stay together as one little folder also. So then we have the week before, and that's when I start the packing, and I will be filming some of these steps, like how I pack my suitcase and stuff like that. Then 5 days before, keep a running do not forget list. Well, I kind of keep a running do not forget list like on this all the time as I think of things, and then I keep a running like travel to buy list. I pack all the toiletries that can be, and then 3 days before is when I actually do all of my packing. I pack all of my clothes into packing cubes. I lay out what I'm going to wear on the plane. And I dry run everything, so I put everything in its bags and I pack it and I make sure that it fits, and I check the weight to make sure it's not like some crazy weight. And then I will do things like empty camera raw pictures, charge my iPad and iPod, and I will pack them and not use them before the trip. And then day before, that's when I pack my carry-on. So I will be doing a what's in my suitcase bag, like, and how I pack it, and like that kind of prep. And I'll also do a like what's in my carry-on bag. And then the day of trip, those are things that I don't want to forget. And I keep this in the front of this like pocket here, which is clear. So hold on, that's the phone. Sorry about that. I kind of lost my train of thought. So I'm not exactly sure where I was. But so I keep these, this travel to-do list just behind this folder here. And then these are the tabs that I have sort of set up. I have flight information, pretty self-explanatory. Itinerary, I make like a day-to-day itinerary of where I'm going to be, and I take into consideration like travel time, so you know what's the distance between this place and how to get there, and I like to print those out and keep them like with me so that I have as much information as possible when traveling in like an unknown city. And a lot of times I'll be like by myself, so I just want to make sure that I have as much information as possible. Reservations, so I'll print out copies of the reservations from the hotel and the reservations from like the tickets and stuff like that. And then as like the days come, I'll like pull them, and usually I make a couple of copies so that I can keep some in here and then put them in my travel wallet. Receipts, anything that I buy, I just slip the receipt right into this pocket. And then emergency, I'll keep like a running list of emergency documents and papers and anything important that I might need in case something should happen, including a photocopy of your passport, which you're actually supposed to do. You're supposed to photocopy your passport, and then that way if there's a problem, the agencies, you know, can help you, or if you have to go to a Canadian embassy. The closest one from San Francisco and LA is in Washington, D.C. I believe it's the only one in the United States. But if need be, there are organizations that will help you get to your embassy, and then help you get the appropriate papers, as well as, you know, let you know what you need to do. So you should photocopy your passport, and you should keep it separate from your passport. So I usually make 2 photocopies, and I'll keep one in the emergency folder, and I usually just keep this like tucked away in my suitcase, and then I will throw the other one in with like my important jewelry into like the safe and stuff like that, just in case something should happen with like this actual folder, but nothing ever has. And then I just have it labeled travel information up here. And then when I travel with this, I actually just tuck it. And when I fly, this has the photocopy of the passport, and obviously I'll have my passport. I am flying internationally into the States. I know within the United States you only need ID, and I guess you could photocopy your ID in case something happens. I guess it's the similar sort of idea. And, it is an international flight for me. So, I pack this whole folder into my carry-on so I have easy access to it. As well as that way I have easy access to like the flight and hotel information. Because as you go through, as you go through customs, they often ask you which hotel you're staying at. I also make a small sized version of some of this information, like very, very key information, and I And I keep that in my travel wallet, so I have it with me in case an emergency arises and I am not at the hotel or I'm not able to get at the hotel. And I'll do a video on what's inside my travel wallet once my travel wallet gets here. I had to order it special. It's absolutely gorgeous from the pictures online, and I'm very excited to get it. So once it comes in, I'll do like a little video on what I put inside of my travel wallet. And yeah, so that's just a quick video on the first stage in my travel prep, and I'm sort of in the ASAP stage and the 4 to 6 week stage. So those are the two stages that I'm in. And checking EpiPens, so I've already done all of this, and check EpiPens is the last thing on my list to do there. And these are the things. Now, the other thing I have to say is that some of these other things on the list are just make sure you have it done by this point. And sometimes if I have spare time, I'll like review it and I'll do something in advance from this list too. From other days it's not set in stone. And the other thing I like to do is I will take this list and I'll break it down and write it into my Filofax as a to-do thing, so I'm kind of assigning like due dates for travel. And so yeah, that's my travel folder and my travel to-do list. I'll catch you next time. Bye.